And it's 11:11. I'm your host, Jedi, and this is the gorgeous Anna Rocklina.
Thank you, love.
So today we're talking about why do the Democrat socialist elite brainwash women and minorities to hate wealthy people?
That is a very good question. Because if we know the answer to this question, then I believe
we might save America.
That's right. And yeah.
So let's hear your thoughts on it. We'll get to that in a minute. Making progress down through the ICW as usual. And what did we experience yesterday that stressed you out?
Well,
just keep talking.
Of course. Well, an ICW, it was a very interesting experience because I felt yet again that we were dredging the channel. And the channel is supposed to be dredged from 10 to 12 feet.
12 feet is what's supposed to be dredged, yes.
And it was not.
No.
It was not.
We were definitely below 5 feet at some points, especially when we were first going from the bigger river by Georgetown into the next inlet, and you have horrible shoaling, and this is something where the ICW done right, it needs dug out to like 30 feet. So you have enough current moving faster that it can't shoal like that.
Yes,
I know the greenies would cry and whatever, but it's the huge shipping route and everything else, and we could have smaller barges moving up and down, moving products better for the east half of the country if that was fixed. And they would have safety from the storms, and you wouldn't have container ships with containers falling off and stuff like that.
Yes. Or even the barges, sometimes they anchor in the channel with some bays, and they tend to drag.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different things on that.
So.
And so today's topic is, why are the Democrats so New York City and Seattle, they elected socialist communists. The Mondami has said, hey, we're going to steal your personal property so we can give it to the poor. And, the free buses thing, that's not a bad idea if you have it set up right. They've had many wealthy cities around the country. I used to enjoy it in Glenwood Springs, but you have to have the tourism and the money stuff coming in to make those things work.
Yes.
The Seattle lady said, the grocery stores, we're letting crime go rampant and not arresting the people that are stealing and everything else, and grocery stores are closing. We're not even going to let the grocery stores close. We're going to try and force them to keep working at a loss. See her look on that one? So why are...
That sounds communist to me.
Now, okay, hold on. Now, since we're getting this now, Anna here is from Siberia.
Siberia, yes.
Part of Russia, the former Soviet Union.
Yes, former Soviet
Union. And you were a kid when the Berlin Wall fell and the Soviet Union collapsed. So what were the big experiences like standing in...
bread lines, yes. You had limited number of tickets of food per family. You have to wait for the food. Empty shelves, that was a recurrent issue.
The crime,
yes. Oh my gosh, don't start me on the crime. That's why I probably became a probation officer, because I'm like, I'm going to serve the justice because we were
broken in,
violated so many times on so many different levels. So, and then I realized that the justice system is not really serving justice. And I decided to go on a different path of creating something new.
Yeah. So
we're going back to that discussion of, why the elite's doing, propaganda.
You have to realize America, they've been trying to dumb America down for a few generations now. The average IQ always stays 100 because would you take the average, that means half of the people are dumber than that, half of them are that are smarter.
And okay,
let me finish.
okay,
because
and I will go back to that. Yes.
Okay. Now, if you look at people now, the average IQ of 100 would be between 85 and 90 IQ back in the 1980s. So they have dumbed down the populace, which makes them easier to control. And when you aren't able to have higher level thought, literally less than 20% of people are capable of critical thinking. They have to play on your emotions because you aren't able to think. You just do what you feel.
Yes, and sometimes your feelings or thoughts starts with the thought, and then the feeling can deceive, or the thought can deceive you because it might not be even your own thought.
It triggers the emotions. And what you're doing in politics is you always have to have an enemy. So the Democrats do their best to make the wealthy people the enemy, when the real enemy is government tyranny. Like, the reason everything is getting more expensive for you doesn't have anything to do with the greedy grocery store. They have a 2 to 3% margin. So on a $1 item, they make 2 to 3 pennies. That's it. So even with a little bit of theft, they get unprofitable really, really quickly and go out of business. And then you have food deserts and things like that, which is what you're happening in a lot of these left-wing cities. And
broken windows.
And instead of blaming it on the government for not enforcing the laws, don't steal, don't murder, things like that, they're trying to blame the greedy corporation. And corporations work on margins. What's actually happening is your federal government and your Federal Reserve, which is not federal and it's not a bank. We'll go more in details on that when we get down to Jekyll Island here in another week or so. So I look forward to that one, the creation of the Federal Reserve, and talking about that one. But basically, Scrooge McDuck did a really good video on this. If you ever saw DuckTales, raise your hand on that one. And he came up with like, okay, you want to buy some, say this is a stack of money. It's all the money in the world. Now, if we double and make 2 stacks of money, everything costs twice as much, which is exactly what the Federal Reserve did, expanding their balance sheet and printing 40% of money, physical money in existence in about 1.5 years. And that's why the prices of everything have gone through the roof. There's more money sloshing in the system, and your good old laws of supply and demand. You have more supply of money, so the price of everything has to go up. That is what the inflation is. And the only way to fix it is what we'll do on New Atlantis. But I know she has some questions and thoughts here.
Well, I wanted to attest to the intelligence of, because coming from the Soviet country, my IQ, or not IQ, but the GPA was 3.11 when I studied at the university. But when I came here, it was actually 4, and it was 4, like, each semester, and it was because
it was much easier, wasn't it?
So much easier to study here. It's like, oh, okay. I guess I'm smart. But no, it's not because of the egotistical things. I'm just going back to Jedi's point that, they've been trying to dump population down in the United States via the fluoride in the water, via the chemicals in the food. And whatever they're spraying in the air and all of those things,
and the Marxist indoctrination and everything else that's going on.
Yes.
And when you're looking at this, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, love. I remember I was the one that the first year of the 9th grade proficiency, and it was still, we were the first one to take it. And now kids have to pass this 9th grade proficiency to graduate high school. Well, the first year it came out, they hadn't changed the whole school system yet. And I watched, because I've got 4 younger siblings, all 2 years apart. So I got to watch how they dumbed down the school system year after year. And there was nothing on the 9th grade proficiency beyond a 3rd grade level.
Wow.
So they took you, what you used to have as a little kid, is now you're graduating high school level. Just like she said, going from a 3.1 GPA to a perfect A's across the board, going from a country that had higher education standards to a country with lower education standards.
Yes. And what how I'm feeling living in this country and with that background experience is that there's a better alternative, by eating healthy, by being more in nature. It's your air, your soil, your air, your sun, your nature, the woods, water. These are your elements that can heal your body. So is fasting. So many different things, and I can't once we get to warmer climate.
And the comment showing up today, so it looks like Facebook's working today. I don't know why Facebook wasn't working the last couple of days, so I'm sorry. Go to my YouTube channel,
YouTube channel, yes.
Jedi Hill, and you can see those last couple. I might even share them.
I think the Facebook is.
Oh, they're censoring hard. They're censoring the Freedom Flotilla hard.
They're like, oh, this is something that goes against my brainwashing standards.
Oh yeah. YouTube, they're not taking down the videos, but like half of them have 0 views.
Yeah, they just.
Which before that, like they, even my worst stuff would still get at least 100 views.
But that's a different discussion. Let's stick to the point, my love. The discussion is.
Well, it all ties, different pieces together.
Well, that's true.
So we talked about why they brainwash, the women and minorities, especially because, they've been attacking the white men. And I'm a mixed blood myself with the native, but, still light enough skin. I appear white to the people that don't know. And, like I remember when I still worked for other jobs, if I would put on the application that I was native, I would get an interview. If I put on that I was white, I would never even get an interview. Like it's intentional. It was 1 in 6 HR managers have admitted they were told they have to not hire white people.
Yeah. White males.
White males, yes. They can hire women, but not men. Women.
I suppose that I'm a white woman. Although being
Asian.
From your Asian continent, technically. Yes, Asian continent, because it's Eurasia, the Uralian mountains separate Asia, so I'm technically Asian. Yes, technically I'm Asian. But anyway, so there's been attack on all these systems, and if you go back to 1980 and before, the country was 80% white, and now they let all these lower class, less educated immigrants. And this is where, George Bush Jr. was doing the No Child Left Behind Act. And instead of, trying to raise up the kids that are slow, they brought everybody in the class down to the dumbest person in the room. So that's what you see happening. And it's done intentionally, because if you aren't smart enough to know how they're lying to you, you're not going to argue and fight back. Oh, yes. And plus, once you form a belief, it's very hard to break it. It's sometimes somebody tells you again something about something. Sometimes someone tells you something that is against your belief. That is just like completely your brain shuts and so it does not compute. It is incorrect. I'm not going to even listen.
That's called cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance. But when this happens and we stay open-minded, what if? Then when you start asking that question, what if there's something else?
Yeah. Did you ever think?
Did you
ever wonder?
Yes. Is something better, a different system, or a different way of living?
So as we mentioned, they want to brainwash you to hate the wealthy, the producers, the people who are providing the jobs so you can actually live.
Exactly.
And take the blame away from government, who is stealing your money, devaluing your currency, and trying to take away your freedoms bit by bit, little by little, bit by bit, and then all at once.
Well, it also goes back, and I know we're right now focusing on lifting up the people. We also go back and there's something I wanted to touch base, but
it'll come back.
Yeah, the systems is just everything. Oh yes, that the aspect is, it actually, it's in the Bible even. It says, I'm not gonna give you a direct quote, but the meaning of it is that every human being has a divine gift to become or be wealthy and provide for the next generation. So this is our divine gift. And sometimes, not sometimes, but a lot of times, the system teaches you that it's, oh, that's bad to be wealthy. Oh, that's horrible to be wealthy. They put all those beliefs in you, but in reality, when you're wealthy, you have a surplus. You can actually help people. You can lift them up even more, and that's what the wealthy do.
Yeah,
I know those people. We met those people who are actually lifting people up because they have enough and they're here to serve human beings. And that's,
like,
anybody can do that.
Like, don't get me wrong. There are some completely evil billionaires like George Soros and Bill Gates. But there's also many, many good ones. And even the ones that aren't fully good, you're kind of on the edge for them, like Jeff Bezos or Elon. Elon's bringing electric cars to the country. He's helping improve robotics.
Yes,
he's helping us get to the stars because the government's slacking on NASA. Jeff Bezos with the Amazon and how many people do delivery. Like, if you want to make $1 billion, find a way to serve 1 billion people. And we need more billionaires, not less, because there is an abundance of unlimited wealth because everything comes from the same substance, the same energy, the same spirit. So you having more does not have to take away from the next person. It's not a zero-sum game.
Yes.
And our solution to this, because unfortunately, if you look at movies and everything else, they're training people to, who's the bad guy? The rich fat cat. In like every movie, the rich guy is the bad guy. Except for like Batman, who his superpower was to be rich, and Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales, who was the hero in there. But, in the vast majority of cases, the programming from the left, even in movies and media and everything else, is the rich guy is the bad guy. Don't try and be like the rich guy when you do want to emulate the rich guy. You need to learn from your betters.
Jesus was wealthy.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
Yeah, like one of his people was a treasurer, his treasurer. You don't have your own treasurer unless you're wealthy. And when he was born, they gave him gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And frankincense and myrrh were more valuable than gold at those times.
Yes, frankincense and myrrh.
Like, he might have been born in a manger, but he was wrapped in wealth from the day he was born.
Yes,
and
the merchant's coat.
He was a carpenter, which was a high-end profession back then, like upper middle class. So he was never a poor man. That's the lies they tell you. And as much as I hate to say it, the way I see things going now is, hopefully there's some checks and balances so the people like Mandami and Socialists can't do too much damage right away to New York City. Though in a way, I kind of hope they would just let him go through so he could completely destroy the city and then nobody would ever vote for it, at least for another 2 generations again. Because we've seen the socialists falling and it always leads to starvation and mass murder in every case it's been tried around the world. So our solution for the wealthy and those who take personal responsibility is New Atlantis, utilizing my HIP system, the hexagonal interlocking pillars, to build floating island cities, to create a tax-free independent country, to serve as a safe haven similar to Galt's Gulch and Atlas Shrugged.
Well, that was fiction though, right?
Galt's Gulch is fiction based
off... We're doing it in real life.
Yeah. But it's something
reality.
to get people a visual.
Okay. Yes. This is the reality.
And there go the building.
We're building New Atlantis, and back in the days, I don't know what centuries or decade it was, but we thought that going to the moon was impossible, and then we stepped our feet on the moon. Okay, now we think, oh, it's impossible to build something out there in the Atlantic Ocean. The waters are brutal. We don't know how to do. We don't have a technology. Wrong. We have the technology, we have the knowledge, we have the
It's just having the to do it.
yes, the will.
And bringing together the right people. So,
Right
and that's
people.
why we're hosting the Freedom Flotilla Festival.
Yes.
You know, make sure you sign up, share it with your friends so we can help get around the censorship algorithm.
Yes.
And we are getting close to high tide. That's why we're actually sitting down here in the boat as opposed to being up top like we normally are.
Right?
So,
like dressed up and, you know, bundled up and just.
Yeah, it's going to get like 66 today instead of being frigid cold.
Much warmer day. Thank God.
So
yeah.
We will see you more, have some fun topics on, you know, how we're going to deal with power, energy, and everything else.
On New Atlantis. So we're going to talk more about New Atlantis. So we're going to focus our energy on what is New Atlantis.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, there you go. So this is Jedi and Anna signing off. We'll see you tomorrow at 11:11.
See you tomorrow.